You're welcome to my channel. We introduced our course unit called Entrepreneurship Development, and in our previous video we talked about the definitions of entrepreneurship according to different scholars. So in this video we are going to be looking at the evolution of entrepreneurship, how entrepreneurship changed, because the way entrepreneurship was defined in the early ages is not the way entrepreneurship is defined now. So we are going to look at the evolution of entrepreneurship. So according to the earliest period, an entrepreneur was a go-between or an in-between taker. That person who was in between the producer and the final consumer, the person who used to sell goods for the producer to the consumers, is the one who was called an entrepreneur. As a go-between, Marco Polo could sign contracts with a money person to sell his goods. Marco Polo is like a traveler. So a traveler, a person who could over-travel. Remember those days a few people had vehicles to travel. So those travelers could sign contracts with the owners of farms to sell their goods. And those were the people that were regarded as entrepreneurs. Yeah, according to the earliest period, an entrepreneur was a go-between. In the Middle Ages, the entrepreneur was used to describe both an actor and a person who managed large production projects. So any person who managed large production projects and was acting or managing a company or a farm, that was the person who was termed as an entrepreneur in the Middle Ages. That individual did not take any risk but managed projects using resources that are provided, usually by the government of the country. And an example of an entrepreneur in the Middle Ages was someone like a clerk, minister, member of the clergy. Those were the people that were regarded as entrepreneurs. So ministers were entrepreneurs. The clerks were all entrepreneurs according to the Middle Ages. Then, according to the 17th century, an entrepreneur is a person who entered into contractual arrangement with the government to perform a service or supply agreed products. So any person who entered into a contract with the government to supply a product or a service was the one who was regarded to as an entrepreneur according to the 17th century. Richard Cantillon is the one who developed one of the earliest theories of an entrepreneur and is regarded as the founder of the term entrepreneur. Yeah, he viewed an entrepreneur as a risk taker, observing that merchants, farmers, craftsmen, and other sole proprietors buy at a certain price and sell at uncertain price, therefore operating at a risk. Richard Cantillon defined an entrepreneur as a risk taker. Yeah, but according to the 17th century, an entrepreneur was that person who entered into a contractual arrangement or agreement with the government to perform a service or to supply a particular product. And according to the 18th century, an entrepreneur was regarded as a person with capital provider or venture capitalist. Yeah, so in the 18th century, anyone with capital was the one who was regarded to as an entrepreneur. Yeah, driven by industrialization occurring around the world, a venture capitalist is a professional money manager who makes risk investments from a pool of equity to obtain high rate of return on the investment. Yeah, so any person who had capital, any person who was ready to invest, any person who could invest in order for them to get return in the future was the one who was regarded to as an entrepreneur according to the 18th century. According to the 20th century, an entrepreneur was regarded as an innovator. An innovator is someone who comes up with new ideas and implements them. Yeah, so someone who develops something unique was the one who was regarded as an entrepreneur, someone who adds value. Yeah, so that was the evolution of entrepreneurship from the earliest period, Middle Ages, 17th century, 18th century, then the mid-20th century. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share with your friends, and watch my next video. We shall be talking about entrepreneurship as an attitude, as a process, ability, and other things.